So yeah, so that actually, yeah, that is a perfect segue into another issue that a lot of businesses, especially new business owners, encounter is, how do I finance this business? How do I, purchase the things that I need to purchase? And so that's something else that you also help your clients with is building business credit or positioning their businesses to be able to eventually get business credit, correct?
That is correct. So yes, we actually educate them on just the steps. We're dealing with the first tier of business credit, so that will be, of course, making sure you have your DUNS number and everything like that. So you have your paydex score, and also making sure that you have your net 30 accounts. So you want to definitely make sure you have your net 30 accounts so you can start establishing that score. But when it comes to actual business funding from a financial institution, then now we're looking at making sure that even our personal credit is right, because a lot of times the financial institutions will make you a personal guarantor. So with them making you a personal guarantor, that means that if you ever default on the loan on your business side, then it will come to your personal. But the great thing about business credit, some people know and some may not, is that there's no utilization on the business side. So that means, you understand, personal side, if you got $50,000 credit and then you use 49,000, you're probably at a 500 at that point. But on the business side, if you actually have a $50,000 credit card or loan and you're still making your monthly payments on time, because it's more about payment on that side, is that you'll still have a high paydex score.
Okay, so let me ask you a question for clarity. So for people who have relatively new businesses,
Mm-hmm.
those are the businesses that tend to use or connect your personal credit to the financing, correct? Because the longer you're in business, then your business could actually be the guarantor versus you personally.
Yes, eventually down the pike, if you do have a long history of that. But of course, with new businesses and things of that nature, a lot of people are not taking time to actually build their business credit. So since they're not, then yes, financial institutions will request that you be the personal guarantor.
Right. So I wanted to make that clear. So one of the keys with that is to make sure, it's another reason why you want to make sure you have a legitimate business under a proper formation,
Right.
so that you can, as you said, go and get your DUNS number and begin the process as soon as you can to start establishing yourself to build that business credit. So down the line, you will be able to actually not have to worry about being a personal guarantor to the business
Correct.
credit that you might receive.
Correct.
Okay, good
So
information there.
building a good profile. So with any credit, if you're building even on a personal side a good profile in regards to your business, I mean your personal, then of course you'll now have access to more credit, if that makes sense.
Right, right,
Yep.
exactly. So one of the last things I want to cover before we finish up is you talked a little bit about when you first came into business, you were more on the marketing and branding side. And you're absolutely right in that, the first part of the business aspect should be to make sure that the foundation of the business is correct. But then, I mean, and I totally agree, but then there's also a part of me that is like, before you even form it, and I think you kind of alluded to this a little bit, you kind of need to have clarity and understanding about what the business is going to be about. Because I feel like a lot of times people will come into business with these ideas and these concepts, and they know, okay, I'm going to market to this person and it's going to look like this. And they don't understand that to some degree, they can't really determine who they're necessarily marketing to.
Correct.
That
Correct.
the product kind of gauges that. And so sometimes even the process of thinking that through or talking that through before you even go to the next step to start your business is just as important as for some businesses, I would say. So I always like to use the example of one of my clients who was involved in women's health and wellness. And she said, her products would be able to be marketed to and be beneficial to any woman or younger adult between the ages of, she said, 16 until whatever. And I was like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. However, just because they might be able to even use the product doesn't mean that they will have an interest in using it.
Correct. Correct.
And so people really need to understand the market that they're in, and that finding that niche group that really would be attracted to their product, and then beginning the process of marketing. So talk to us a little bit about that and the importance of that.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing I say is, like you stated, identifying your target market, knowing who you're looking to market to, and know that this product works for them. So just because a young lady comes out with a makeup line doesn't mean it's going to work for all ages. So you might have something with a little glitter that might target the younger. So why would someone 60, 70 look like, I'm not putting glitter on my face? So, but you're still marketing to them. So I believe that, really targeting and figuring out who you're marketing to definitely helps your business out tremendously. Because I just look at, that's like McDonald's marketing to vegans. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? It would make sense, but for them, it could, hey, somebody say, I'm just out here just marketing. Everybody's going to love my product. And that's the biggest thing. A lot of people come out and say, everybody's going to love it. And it may be true. It may be true. But a lot of times, even when you're actually marketing on, let's say, Instagram or Facebook, with the analytics, they kind of tell you who's paying attention to your product, who's paying attention to your posts. So you actually want to take a look at that and trying to put out some test posts just to kind of see who's looking at your post and that age bracket. Because once you be able to identify that, now even when you do an ad, you can now focus and I guess you could say bring in the actual target, say it's 18 to 24, because there's more women 18 to 24 that's looking at your product or looking at that post. Then there's no need for you to still be reaching out to 36 and 46 and 56-year-old women. There's no need. Stick with that. So sometimes even as marketing, we have to identify who's our target, who's this product for, who it's going to work for, which ultimately will, increase your profit, in my opinion.
Absolutely. And I want to take that even a step further, in that you even need to know what platform then
Correct.
that you should be marketing on
Great. Great.
based on your product. Because I don't know that there are many 18-year-olds that are actively using Facebook versus
True.
TikTok.
It's
So
true.
again, even with that, it's really understanding and knowing who you need to market to and where those people are that you need to market to. That's also critical. And one of the areas that new businesses don't spend a lot of time focused in on, but it will literally make or break your business if you don't figure out to how to appropriately market and who to appropriately market to. So before we finish up, just want to ask you, how can people find you on social media?
Sure, sure. So we have Green Light Solutions on both platforms, GREENELYTE Solutions, on Facebook and on Instagram. Then we also have our printing company, which is GLS Printing. So you can find us on Instagram there, or you can go to glsprinting.com for any print materials. So that's like retractable banners, tablecloths, business cards, things of that nature. So we're still working along that lines of keeping that business flowing with the how can I say it? I'm sorry, the business formation company, business consulting. So, because once you actually have your business, you still have to get those products to be able to market, rather you're marketing at vending events or things of that nature. So we have that still there. That company's still moving. So that's again, glsprinting.com.
Great. And one last thing before we finish up.
Mm-hmm.
I always ask my guests to leave the viewing audience with some words of encouragement or inspiration or education. So, what would you say to the person who is either just starting their business or thinking about starting their business? Where do they start? What should they do?
Well, it's two ways I can answer that. Starting your business, of course, you want to think about what direction, what type of business is this, something that's already out there? Because even if it's something that's out there, they have already laid the blueprint for you. So sometimes you can actually follow right behind that, or get with someone that actually understands business. Again, make sure that your business is set up. Again, your I'm sorry, C corp, your LLC, your EIN, your business bank account, your Dun and Bradstreet. Just make sure all those things are in order as well. Business email address, business phone number if you can. And then, once that happened, I would definitely say, just like my shirt says, be you, believe in yourself. Just believe in yourself, and just move forward. I think that's one of the biggest things. Once we start businesses rather, we don't take the time out to really say, I got this. I can make this happen. I can move forward. Because a lot of times this is already in you. You're just now making it legal. You're now putting it out to the masses. You're now putting it out to your community. So they were already waiting for you. So, basically you're just catching up to what God has already ordained for you. So I just say, again, believe in yourself, just move forward, make sure you set up your business properly. If you need help with that, of course, you can contact us or anyone that you may know. Again, our website is www.greenlightsolutions.com, GREENELYTE solutions.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you for sharing all those great nuggets with the audience, and continued success to you. And be on the lookout for that ebook for your individual states as well. Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.